Hi guys. It's a pretty stormy night here. The trees are whackering about and birds are flying crazy. It's one of those mad nights. Very stormy. Tend to get some rough weather on the northwest coast. I'm just smoking a bit of dark bird's eye, which is a nice good old strong maritime tobacco. Probably the sort of thing that people used to smoke in the old days on the ships, trawlermen and fishermen. Where I live here in Southport, there was a disaster many years ago. It was, when was it, 9th of December 1886 I think it was. It was one rough night, a bit like this, when the flares probably went up and the guys got down to the lifeboat house. At the time there was a German vessel had gone down on one of the sandbanks, called the Mexico, and the Eliza Fernley was the Southport lifeboat that got called out. Anyway, it got out and it got into some trouble before it got there and turned over. It was a very sad story. I think there was 14 of the 16 crew were eventually lost. The two that survived, Henry Robinson and John Jackson, they survived by clinging on underneath the vessel in the stormy gale seas. And anyway, they finally got to shore. I think they were washed up on Birkdale, which is just slightly a mile or two down the coast, and they managed to walk home and raise the alarm. It was so sad really, because there were other lifeboats called out to help the Mexico that night. There was the Charles Biggs from Lytham. They were the people who actually eventually rescued all the 12 crew of the Mexico, I believe, that had lashed themselves to the rigging to try and survive. And there was another one, the Laura Janet from St Anne's, which is Blackpool, both from Blackpool, that area. And I think the Laura Janet lost all her crew. In all there was 27 lives were lost that night, I believe. Must have been a terrible night. Anyway, all the bodies got washed up on the beach and they were found the next morning, and they were, I feel, quite close to it for the next following reason, which was the fact that the bodies were washed up and they were all taken to the Palace Hotel, the coaching house. It later became a public house, and big hotel, big posh hotel where the golfers used to go in the 1920s. But I'm talking here about, of course, about the Victorian times in 1886. All the bodies were taken there and laid out, and it was a national disaster in Victorian times, this Southport lifeboat disaster. And the funny thing about it is my granddad, Eugene Geschwinder, who we're not sure if he was Swiss or German, he was actually a young man at the time, and he was the head waiter of the Palace Hotel later on, so I feel quite a connection with it. Well, I just thought I'd share it with you. It's quite a terrible night, that. You can just imagine how awful it must have been out at sea. And who knows, they were all fishermen, I believe, or nearly all fishermen that perished. And who knows, they probably smoked something like the stuff that I've got here, which is the bird's eye. And it's a very tragic night. Even though I didn't know anybody from it, it makes me feel sad thinking about it, because it was such a terrible disaster. Anyway, I just thought I'd share that with you, just to cheer you up for the evening. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Happy piping. See you soon. Bye bye.